BWOne here from BWOne, and there has been a hot question, a hot topic that's been going on in the tech space recently, and that is, should you buy the LG V30 or the Samsung Galaxy Note 8? Since both phones debuted, this debate has been going on strong for a while now, and in this video I'm hoping to sort of show you the differences between the two. While they have some similarities, they're both geared towards different type of users, different type of people. I kind of feel like the LG V30 is really geared towards that multimedia and creativity person versus the Galaxy Note 8, which I feel is more geared towards the mobile computing and productivity type of person. And we're gonna delve a little deeper into that into this video to hopefully give you an idea of the differences, and maybe you can tell me which one you think is better for you. Now, before I get into that, I do want to give a shout out to B&H Photos. You notice this video might be a little bit more crisper, clearer than I normally shoot with here. They're actually allowing me to shoot with some different cameras, trying to try some different things out here. This is the A6500. I'll put a link in the description to the kit, the lenses, and the monitor that I'm using for this video here. I'll post it right in below, so if you want to check that, you definitely do that. But I want to thank B&H Photos to let me try this stuff out here, as I kind of learn a little bit more about shooting with DSLRs and mirrorless cameras here. But let's go ahead and jump into this debate, talking between the LG V30 and the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Let's first start off the similarities. I mean, that's pretty simple. They have a lot of similar things into it. First and foremost, they both have OLED displays. The Galaxy Note uses an AMOLED display. The 6.4-inch Infinity AMOLED display is what they use. The V30 is actually using POLED, very similar technology. Theirs is going to be at a 6-inch display, so I'm kind of glad that LG is finally kind of come back here to the OLED displays. I think it's a little bit better. I think a lot of people like that specifically for mobile devices, so that's a pretty cool thing. Both have Snapdragon 835 processors. One has 4 gigabytes of RAM in the V30, 6 gigabytes of RAM in the Galaxy Note 8. So that's one little difference right there, but the processors are essentially the same. Both have fingerprint sensors in the rear, although in different locations. And also both have dual camera setups, which we'll get into a little bit more, because while they both have them, they do implement them in various different ways here. So let's kind of start off with, actually before I start off with the differences, let's talk about one more thing that's the same. They both have headphone jacks, something that clearly a lot of people still like. But they do have differences in the headphone jacks as well too. So let's actually jump into the LG V30 and sort of talk about that. Now, the V30, the big thing about that device, it's really all about the content creation and all about that multimedia experience. They want to make a rich experience for you. So the device, like I said, is a 6-inch display. It does have POLED on an OLED display with it. It does support HDR on it as well too. The audio, when you plug into the headphone jack, is a quad DAC, so you're going to get rich, high quality audio. You can use some nice high-end headphones with it if you want as well too, to get that nice great multimedia experience in that. And it does use that new sort of wide ratio, aspect ratio, tall aspect ratio with it, so you're going to get a much more cinematic feel and experience when viewing and looking at content. Now, the big thing that they really focus on here, not just on the multimedia side, it's the content creation side, and that is in the dual cameras on the rear of the camera. Now, what LG has now, they have your standard lens in one of them, and now the other lens actually has a super wide angle shot, so you can fit damn near everyone, the whole cast and crew. You want to fit the whole Justice League in one shot, you can get the whole Justice League in one shot if you want to, in this sort of wide angle shot that they have there. LG is the only one really doing that right there, which is pretty cool. Make it really simple and easy to switch between both of them when you're taking a shot with it. So I do like that it has that. Now, the other big features as well too is that they have a nice cool sort of live zoom effect, and what you can do is you can actually sort of tap to zoom, so you can actually tap to zoom into a specific area, and it kind of gives a cinematic sort of flow to it when you kind of zoom into, which is a pretty cool thing to have. It makes it feel like you're really shooting professional movies on it. So I really do like that. You can use different sort of skins and vignettes and different sort of preset video settings, which is a pretty cool thing to have. So if you want your movie to look like a Transformers movie, or if you want it to look like a Zack Snyder, they sort of have all those, and you can manage sort of the different sort of vignettes and sort of how intense the effect is with it when you're using it in a video mode. But the other big thing that they have here, which is called graphing. Now, graphing is a pretty interesting concept, because you've kind of seen this a little bit before, but not as intense before. Usually some smartphones will have in their camera some built-in preset pro modes, so you can kind of tap on one thing to get a specific sort of look, a specific sort of style. But in this case, they've taken it to the next level in the LG V30, where you can really tap onto something. It will set the camera to those settings instantly, and you take that picture and you get a pro level shot with just 2 taps. I mean, that is a pretty cool thing to have. I really hope they expand on this a lot more and really sort of give more out there. Definitely maybe find some really good professional famous photographers and kind of put their settings in there so you can kind of shoot similar to them, which is a pretty cool thing. Now they do have promo, which I think they have the best promo setup in the smartphone, truthfully, especially on the Android side of things. It's laid out very well. It's very easy to navigate around. And it's good for those that are really looking to kind of fine tune, those people that are really those people that are those content creators, those people that love to vlog and create content on the go, and they're gonna use the V30 for that. Well, I think the graphy settings are for those that are on the cusp of that, not quite all the way there, but this gives them sort of an insight into what they can do and what the camera can do, and they make it really easy to get that quick photo, especially in those moments where you really want to get that great shot and you only have so much time to do it, and you really want to make sure you get it and make sure it looks good. So that's where the V30 really focuses itself. It wants to give you the power of that camera and give you as much as it can in your hand to create the best video and the best photos possible. That's its key thing. And its other key sort of backup thing really is that quad DAC and really creating that rich audio experience. So when you're listening to movies and listening to music, you really get a rich experience with it, especially when watching on the device as well too. One other thing I should mention as well is that the video can shoot in cinematic mode. They kind of brought that over from older LG devices, which is really cool. So you can shoot in that 21:9 mode, you can shoot in 24, get that real cinematic view, and it looks really good. So, but like I said, the LG V30 is really focused on that. Person that really loves to watch a lot of content on a device, would really take advantage of the HDR, really listens to music, has some high-end headphones, wants to use that quad DAC. That's really what they're focused at. And also focus on a person that really wants to vlog, that's gonna use it to create videos, content, anything. They want the best pictures possible. They're really the type of person that really likes to get that good photo before posting it to Instagram or posting it to Facebook or wherever, and maybe they wanna professionally put it up somewhere and print it and whatnot. That's what the V30 is basically focused on, and I think it's kind of the best in its class at that. And it's taken about 2 iterations. The V10 was a good start. The V20 was that next step up, but the V30 is putting it at that next level so far. So that's what I feel like the LG V30 really has, which is a really good thing to have with it as well too. And that's all, like I said, powered by Snapdragon 835 processor, 4 GB of RAM, has LG software UI on it, which is kind of is what it is, and a 3300 milliamp hour battery, so it has some pretty good battery life with it. And it also has wireless charging as well too, and it should be water resistant and dust resistant as well. So that's what you get in the V30 package. And now let's talk about its competitor, the Galaxy Note 8. The Note 8, the king of the phablets, it's been there, the king for so long. Like, there used to be competition against it, but nobody makes pens or anything for their phones anymore. They just stopped. They let Samsung be the king of this category, and they definitely are here. And we all know that the Note line is all about that mobile computing, mobile productivity device, and it's been that way for the longest time. One of the big features obviously is with the S Pen. That's what makes the Galaxy Note a Note. When you pop off that S Pen, being able to write on the screen, especially with a 6.3-inch display that this has, is really going to become used to be able to write on it and have all that space to be able to put notes and drawings and things like that. Some of the cool things that they added, which is pretty cool, is live messaging, which I know I am going to abuse. It basically allows you to draw the message and it will actually draw it out for you live in a GIF, and then when you make that GIF, it allows you to send it to any different messaging platform that you want to. So you can write a little message, send it through Hangouts, send it through text messaging, send it through Messenger, whichever messaging platform you prefer. It will send it out as a GIF, and it'll be a great way to basically make as many memes as you want to. And I know this is just something I'm really excited for. It's a nice little, I would say a little gimmicky feature, but it's a really cool thing to have, and I think it really adds to the style of the Note. Another cool productivity level feature is definitely app pairing. Now, app pairing allows you to take 2 apps that you normally would use together. Let's say, for example, you want to use Maps and maybe you want to use a browser together, whichever app pairing you want to make. you can actually set those to pair together, and when you go into the menu, you click on those apps to open up at the same time. They'll open up in a split window mode on your phone using that split app feature, which is the Note has been known for a while, and allows you to sort of quickly get between the two applications, use them at the same time, and makes it a little bit faster than having to launch them individually. It's a little niche feature, but it's a pretty cool feature, and it's something that's nice to have and lets you know that Samsung is thinking about users that are using those things and adding a little more tweaks, a little more functionality to it, which I think is pretty cool. Another really cool feature is the live translation. So what you'll be able to do is actually take the S Pen, and let's say you're looking at a menu that's in maybe Japanese or Spanish, another language you just quite frankly don't understand, and you want to translate it to another language that you do understand. You'll be able to just open it up, turn on translations, hover over the word, and it will live translate that right for you right on the screen. I think that's a really cool feature, really neat. This is especially good for those that are in the international markets, that are overseas, that need to translate, that travel quite a bit. And I think it's, well, you know, I think it might not be the most useful thing in the US to US users, because we kind of get everything in a language that we understand. This is definitely going to be good for those that are from other countries that don't necessarily understand English as a first language for them, and to come over here and be able to translate it to them to something that they'll know right away. It makes it a little bit easier for you. I think that's going to be a really cool feature for international folk. Really like that. Now, let's go and jump into the other thing here. Let's talk about some of the camera. Now, they have a dual camera setup. It's one to standard, one to telephoto lens, obviously, with it. This is Samsung's first time sort of doing a dual camera setup inside a smartphone here with it. The big feature is the sort of live focus feature, which allows you to basically take a standard photo and a telephoto photo at the same time, and allows you to manipulate the bokeh in the photo, the focus, if you want the wide shot or the low shot. It kind of gives you the options to kind of do it all within one photo, which is a pretty cool thing that you're able to do with that, and I like that they had that sort of nice add-on there. Samsung's probably big feature with their camera, obviously, is their auto mode. I think they do that the best almost out of everyone else right now. The Pixel kind of rivals that a little bit, but we haven't seen the new one here just yet for this year. But I really do think that Samsung does a great job of being able to pop out your camera, take a photo instantly, and get the best picture possible. And I think including that with live focus to really give you the option within one shot every single time of how your photo is going to look, I think it's a really killer feature for them to have added on to here. Now, besides that, you get your typical stuff with Samsung, which is their Samsung UX on top of the latest version of Android. You do get a Snapdragon 835 processor, 6GB RAM, like I said before, and also a 3300 mAh batteries too, and wireless charging as well. So you get all those features inside the Note 8, and you get all those features that I mentioned before inside the LG V30. And as you can see, both devices are packing power, but they're all geared towards different things and different type of users. If you are definitely someone that's looking to create content on the go, that's video and pictures, and you really want to have all the tools possible, but you want it in a phone, that's where you're going to want to look towards the V30 to get that for you there. If you're looking for something that's a mobile productivity device, that I live in my smartphone is my main computing device. It's where I do everything, and I want to be able to do anything and everything I can do on my computer, I want to be able to do on my smartphone. That's where you're going to want to look at grabbing yourself the Galaxy Note 8, especially with that S Pen. And another feature I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about it, which is Samsung DeX, which allows you to dock it and get sort of a nice desktop view of your smartphone. You can actually game on that as well too. It's pretty interesting. It actually looks pretty good. You can plug in a keyboard and mouse and actually do a little bit of gaming on it. You could do some Word, PowerPoint, Excel, some light photo editing with it as well too, with Adobe Photoshop Lightroom and all the other Adobe apps. That's pretty cool inside of that. But you can see the differences between the two, and how, while people are putting them against each other, it's just for two different crowds. But I want to know which crowd you side on. Are you more the V30 person, where you want that content creation tool, the best one that you can find in a mobile smartphone, and great multimedia experience? You want to be able to get the HDR video on your phone. You want that quad DAC as well too. You want everything on. You want it to be the best experience possible. Or are you on this side, where you're more of a mobile professional? You are someone that does everything through their smartphone, that does everything. You want to be able to do everything on your computer, on your smartphone. You don't want any compromise. You want to do as much as you can. Possible, can't do everything, but you want to do as much as you possibly can. then that will be the Galaxy Note 8. So let me know in the comments below, which one are you? Are you a V30 or are you a Note 8? Let me know. Questions, comments, concerns, post them below. Thank you for watching this video. I do really appreciate it here. Also, be sure, if this is the first time watching this be a BWOne video, be sure to subscribe as well too. Follow us on all our social media as well too. The links to those are in the description. And once again, thank you for watching. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.